Welcome back to the R.D.C. show. Richard,
Derek, Chris.
I'm going to tell you guys an interesting thing that happened to me this week that might have me classified as a terrorist. I had to go to court with a person, and the case didn't go the way we wanted it to go. I won't go into long details, but the person I was there with started to get a little hyper and anxious, especially after the police messed with our mind. They made us go out of the building and then come back in, and then told us to leave and never to come back, which really didn't make much sense. But they were upset that the person I was with, was extremely mad about the judge not listening to our whole side of the case. But back to what happened to me, I told this person to settle down or they're going to think we're crazy and going to come back here and blow something up. And because I said that, I could end up in jail or be classified as a homegrown terrorist. Hopefully the people watching this show would know that I am not a violent person. I mean, I said I would crush the nuts like the guy in Colorado, but I'm also the person that's against guns and all kinds of crazy things like that. These guys know me real well. They can tell you I'm not no terrorist. So I guess if I don't appear on the show for a while,
then you'll know why.
Unfortunately, you know what happened. Hopefully the prosecuting attorney in the case will look my record up and see that I have no priors, no convictions. I've never been in trouble at all, and will realize it was just a slip of the words. Because for one fact, they thought the person I was with,
anyway, so.
They thought the person I was with was the one who had said it. And I told the cop when I was talking to him, they didn't say that, I did, and he didn't. It wasn't a threat. I was trying to make the person settle down. I was trying to be the peacekeeper, and I was trying to, diffuse the situation because the other person was getting more angry and more angry as the minute went on, and I knew he was gonna blow up and things would get worse. So it was a bad choice of words considering what's happened in Colorado, and I mean no disrespect to any of the family members who lost anyone in that. I just was simply saying, if you don't settle down, they're going to think we're crazy and going to come back here and do something stupid. And so let's just get in the car, leave, and let it be done. Mm-hmm. And 2 days later, the state police show up at my house looking for the other person, telling me that he's wanted for, and the cop asked me what was said. I told him what was said and how the other person got upset. And then he brought up when did he threaten to blow the place up? And I said he never threatened to blow anything up. And then he said, well, somebody heard him say something about putting on a mask and blowing something up. And I said that if he doesn't settle down, they're going to think we're going to be crazy enough to come back here with masks and blow the place up. It was a horrible choice of words, but am I a terrorist? Not in any way, shape, or form.
Somebody took that shit out of context as they were walking in or standing outside is what happened.
Right. I have no doubt.
Because they only heard what they wanted to hear, obviously.
And all they heard was mask and blow something up,
yeah,
and they thought back to what happened at the theater and thought, oh, these people are crazy and they're going to do it.
It's code orange, man. Code orange.
Code orange.
That's what happens,
Yep.
That's code orange.
The cop informed me.
The threat level meter that we got after 9/11 that Homeland Security created.
Now,
orange is a
the police officer
threat.
He informed me that after 9/11, the Homeland Security Act covers that you can't say certain words on government property. I think there should be a billboard outside every government facility then saying, do not mention bomb, do not mention gun, do not mention knife, do not mention bullet, do not mention explosion, do not mention anything like this, or know that you can be tried as a felon. Because if I had seen any kind of sign that said that, I see enough signs outside there to say no smoking and no guns, but there was never anything saying there's key words you can't say. I didn't realize, I thought this was America and you could say what you wanted to say.
First Amendment.
Now I would understand if I had looked at the building and made a threat to the police officers, but the police officers told the sheriffs that were at the building told the state cop themselves that I was the peacekeeper and I was keeping things calm.
Exactly.
And now I could be tried as a terrorist and spend 10 years in a federal prison for it. All because I said something. I mean, I didn't make a threat. I simply said
I think the whole stupid shit from it all is the fucking judge that thinks he doesn't need to see any other kind of, evidence that he doesn't want to see towards the case. He just thinks because the other people got a lawyer.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
he didn't want to hear you guys' case.
No, he didn't want to hear
Your dad
the case.
wouldn't have acted like that, or
No.
the other person wouldn't even act like that if they would have thought that, they would have acted that way.
No, if the judges heard our side and been able to tell us why we were wrong, it never would have happened. But we had left the courthouse at one point after the ruling. We walked out, started going to our car. 2 armed guards followed us out, telling us we had to go back in. Then we go back in, go back through the metal detector, and then they turn around and say, you can leave the building now. At that point, all of the evidence we had was inside the metal detector. We started to walk out, and one cop says, oh, you forgot your bag. And my dad, or the other person, turned around and said, I don't need that because it doesn't matter. You guys didn't care. What the fuck good is it? And when he said fuck, they went ballistic and said, get out of the courtroom, don't ever come back in here, you're going to jail. At that point, me and him both turned to the people and said, we didn't want to come back in here this time. You made us come back in, just tell us to leave. Now, if that had never happened and we'd been allowed to go to our car, my conversation with him never happens because I already had him going to the car and we were leaving.
Yeah.
But the cops had to feel like they had a chip on their shoulder or something. But they wanted to humiliate us by telling us to leave. And now I could be classified as a terrorist. And I'll tell you people, I am the farthest thing from a terrorist. Every friend that I've called in the last 2 days has been dumbfounded, saying, what?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I guess that's the story.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Too much power, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Some people get too much power. They shouldn't have it.
I guess it's the thing.
Some of them judges have more power than our president.
Last week's topic was, can words
7
kill?
of them.
I guess this week's topic should be, can words put you in jail? Christopher had a great point when I called him. He was the first person I called and told him what was going on. And he said, don't you remember growing up, and sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Apparently not in America these days.
Right?
I mean, look, I don't want to seem insensitive to saying something like that, but this is America. We do have the First Amendment. And I didn't threaten anyone.
Exactly.
If I had threatened somebody, wouldn't the cops come and arrest me that night?
Something.
And if it was, I think they just saw the way that the other person was acting. And the other person didn't do anything wrong. He was just stressing his freedom of speech. But I could tell by the looks in the police officer's eyes that they didn't want to hear the freedom of speech he was saying. So I was like, look, you got to settle down and go. Let's just get out of here. We're not going to win here. It's a lose-lose situation. They're cops. They're a judge. No matter if you think they're wrong or not, they're right. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. Just ask all the millions of people that are locked up in jail for no good reason. And there is a lot of them that do deserve to be there. But there's a lot of them that shouldn't be in jail either. But, that's a whole nother topic. When you start making prisons privately owned and run by making a profit, when prisons start becoming a profit-owned company, a for-profit company, there's a problem. Because they will start arresting you for your shoes not being tied because their buddy who owns the jail, he needs more people to be arrested so that the government pays for them to be locked up and they take taxpayer dollars to do it.
Yeah.
Now, rapists, crazy people like the guy in Colorado, Jerry Sandusky, those kind of people, my stance on that. I've said it time and time again on the show. Those people need to be locked up or put away or whatever. But somebody like me that says something out of a slip of a tongue, never meaning, I don't.
It wasn't even directed towards the only person you were talking about. That was who it was directed towards.
Yeah.
This is that's bullshit, man.
It was a statement to one other person that people heard.
It wasn't directed
or
towards
their
anybody.
cameras picked up or whatever.
No.
But
the cops weren't even there.
No, they had gone back inside. I guess the topic is freedom of speech dead in this country.
Is it dead?